Hello class, today we'll be looking at 8.6 and we'll be talking about cars, which it's not like the title, it's car payments. So we'll be talking about the car payment that you will have monthly. We'll be talking about the different types of car payments, and we'll also be talking about the difference between renting a car, leasing a car, and actually getting a newer or used car. So objectives for today is to compute the monthly payment and interest costs for a car loan, compare monthly payments on a new and used car, and we're going to solve problems relating to owning and operating a car. So, mathematics of financing a car. A loan that you pay off with weekly and monthly payments or payments in some other time period is called an installment loan. The advantage of an installment loan is that the consumer gets to use a product immediately. The disadvantage is that the interest can add a substantial amount to the cost of purchase. Let's begin with a car loan in which you make regular monthly payments with, which is called a fixed installment loan. So loan payments formula for a fixed installment loan. The regular payment amount, PMT, requires to repay a loan of P dollars paid N times per year over T years at the annual rate R is given by PMT, which is payment, is equal to P, parentheses, R over N, close parentheses, all over bracket 1 minus, parentheses, 1 plus R over N, close parentheses, raised to the N, the negative NT. So please do not forget that negative that you see in front of the NT, and that close the bracket. So this will be another formula that you would need to know to successfully go through this section and to be prepared for when you have your test. This is your car payments loan. So let's look at an example of car payments. So we're going to have two installments. We got installment A and we have installment B. So here I'm going to say we have installment A. And we have installment B. So with installment A, we will go ahead and write down everything we got. Our P, our R, our N, and our T. So it says, suppose that you decide to borrow $20,000 for a new car. You can select one of the following loans, each requiring regular monthly payments. Installment A is a 3-year loan at 7%. Installment B is a 5-year loan at 9%. So let's look at installment A. So our P would be what? $20,000. Our R for installment A would be 0.07. Our N would be 12 because we're talking about monthly payments. And our T would be what? 3, because we say it's a 3-year loan. So we got PMT is equal to our 20,000. Make sure you put enough zeros. Then you want to make sure that you are on the right thing, so you want to make sure that you use the right formula. So when we look at the formula, we know that we have what? R over N, so it'll be what? 0.07 over my 12, all over. Then we have bracket 1 minus, parentheses, 1 plus, and we have the same thing that we have up top, 0.07 over 12, raised to the negative NT, so it would be 12 times 3, which would be what? 36. So we raise that to the negative 36. The most problem I've seen in this type of problem is people forget to put the negative sign, then they wind up getting the answer incorrect. So our payment, monthly payment would be, once we put everything in the calculator, it would be around about $618. Okay? That's what you get for installment A. What about installment B? Do the same thing. Our P stays the same. Then the only thing that changes is our R and our T. So we write what P is, R, N, T. So it's still 20,000 for our P. Then for our R, it's going to be 0.09 because it's 9%. For our N, it's still going to be 12. And our T is going to be 5. So when we plug everything in, we got PMT, which is payment, is equal to the 20,000 times your 0.09 all over 12, all over bracket 1 minus parentheses 1 plus 0.09 over 12, all over negative 5 times 12, which is 60, and then we close our bracket. For this payment, we put in the calculator. We end up getting $415. Now, let's look at this. So now, for the normal consumer, they may take the lower price because it's less money that they're giving out each month. Also, you know, the longer the term, the cheaper the price, but the interest rate is higher. Let's look and see how much interest that we pay on each loan. So to do this, we have to take the payment, which is $618, multiply it times the number of months, which would be what? Your N times your T. So it'd be what? 36. When we do that, we go ahead and stick into the calculator. So we have 618. So we have 618 times our 36. So it's going to give us 22,248. Now we take that 22,248 and subtract the principal from it, which is the 20,000. So we are basically doing 22,248. So it's $2,248 that we are paying in interest. And we do the same thing over here. So it's going to be 418 times our 5 times 12, which is 60. We do the same thing. And then we'll get 415, multiply, times 60. We'll get 24,900. Now we take that 24,900 and subtract our 20,000, and then we get what? 4,900. So basically, we spent $4,900 in interest for the lower payment, and then $2,248 for the higher payment. But which may be reasonable for some people. So keep in mind that when you're looking for a car, you look at it for what's the best one for you. Make sure if you put this in the calculator and you don't get the right answer, make sure you contact me so we can go through it. All right, let's look at this other example. So it says, suppose that you are thinking about buying a car and have narrowed it down to your choice of two options. A new car option, which is a new car that costs $25,000 and can be financed for 4 years at 7.9%. A used car option that's a 3-year-old model of the same car costing $14,000 and can be financed for 4 years at 8.45%. What is the difference in monthly payments between the financing the new car and financing the used car? So let's look at our new car option. So a new car option. And we got used car option. All right, so we got our P, our R, our N, and our T. So the P for the new car option is $25,000. Our R is 0.079. Our N still is 12, and our T will still be 4 years. So let's go ahead and plug this in. So we have PMT is equal to 25,000 times 0.079 over 12, all over, bracket 1 minus, parentheses 1 plus, 0.079, all over 12, raised to the negative n times t, which would be 48. And then we close our bracket. So our monthly payment, once we put it in the calculator, will be roughly $609. So now let's look at our used car option. So we got our P, our R, our N, and our T. So our P is 14,000. Our R is 0.0845. Our N is 12 still, and our T is still 4. So when we write this, we got PMT is equal to our 14,000 times the 0.0845 over the 12, all over our 1 minus, parentheses 1 plus, 0.0845, all over 12, raised to the negative nt, which would be negative 48. Then we close our bracket. So when we put this in the calculator, we get the payment is roughly about $345. Now we need to kind of look at what is the best option. So the best option for some people may be doing the payment of $345, or it could be what? Doing the payment of $609. Now let's look at the difference between the monthly payments. So we have $609 minus my $345, and then that gives me around about $264. So I can save $264 a month by using the used car option. All righty. So now let's look at cost of gasoline. All right. So annual fuel expense is equal to the annual miles driven over the miles per gallon times the price per gallon. So when we look at this, it's basically we're just looking by the annual fuel expense. How much do you spend in gas per year? So let's look at our next question. So comparing fuel expenses. It says, suppose you drive 24,000 miles per year and gas averages about $4 per gallon. What will you save in annual fuel expenses by owning a hybrid that averaging 50 miles per gallon rather than a SUV, sports utility vehicle, averaging 12 miles per gallon? If you deposit your monthly fuel savings at the end of each month into an annuity that pays 7.3% compounded monthly, how much would you save, what you have saved at the end of 6 years? Okay, let's look at this. So let's look. So for annual fuel, fuel expense equals, so you got annual miles driven over miles per gallon times the price per gallon. All right. So for the hybrid equals 24,000 over 50 miles per gallon times the $4 that you have to pay. So it'll be around about $19.20. So $1,920. The SUV is equal to 24,000 over 12 miles per gallon, of course, times the $4 per gallon, which is equal to $8,000. So you see it's a big difference. And when we subtract these two, so it'll be 8,000 minus 1920, this would just equal out to around about $6,080. So basically, if we look at this price, that's how much you would save in a year. So now we're going to take that amount and divide it by 12 for our part B. So for part B, we will do 680 divided by 12, which equals roughly about $507 per month. So now we're going to take this and put it into the annuity. So I'm going to slide over here to the side. So it's going to be annuity is equal to 507 times, which you remember is the bracket. And then we got parentheses 1 plus, then we got what? 0.073 over 12 parentheses. Then we have what? Our T is 6 years and our N is 12. So it's raised to the 72. Minus 1, close parentheses, all over 0.073 over 12. Now, when we find the annuity, we're going to get it roughly around about $45,634. So that's how much you would approximately save if you were to take that money that you were to spend less in gas for a hybrid rather than an SUV. So make sure if you have any questions about this, you send me an email or you hit me up on OneNote or Microsoft Teams.